everybody doing this morning? Afternoon. It could be morning for some people, let's be honest. Yeah, I got it. So, I just got in late last evening, and then I made it to my workshop this morning, and we did a Claiming Your Voice and Speaking Your Truth workshop. So, a lot of the work that I do is going within and saying what we need to say and breaking through those barriers and those boundaries. And sometimes for us it's just hearing our own voice, because it was really difficult for me to find my own voice and to allow my voice to be heard. It can be a really vulnerable experience, and it can be terrifying to stand up in front of a group of people and say, this is me. Accept me and take me as I am, or don't, and have no attachment to if they don't, because that's the key. I can't be attached to your opinion of me. I just have to be who I am and allow that to be enough. In my journey, in my process, I've redefined who I am multiple times, and in my journey of finding my own voice, I had decided to become a Marilyn Monroe impersonator, and it was a really fun, exciting thing for me to do. There's a picture of me on the back of my CD, if you go and look at it, with me as Marilyn Monroe. And I say that through finding how to be Marilyn, I had to learn how to sing like Marilyn. Yet I realized that I was terrified of singing. Terrified of singing. And I booked a gig where I had to sing Happy Birthday, Mr. President in front of 200 people. And I was like, oh my God, how am I gonna do this? I cannot get in front of a group of people and sing. I'm gonna die. So very literally, through trying to find her voice and forcing myself to step out, I ended up finding my own voice. And it was a terrifying journey, and it's still ongoing, always. I'm always nervous before I get up and perform or do anything. Literally, no matter how many times I do it, I'm still freaking out. I was nominated for a Positive Music Award in February, and Shelly was in the back behind me. Thank you. Shelly was backstage with me, and I was freaking out. And I have performed this piece at least 100 times, and I still was so nervous every single time. So anyone who's doing open mic, it can be vulnerable. It can be a nervous thing to get up and share yourself with a bunch of people, and know that that's a completely normal thing, that no matter how many times I do it, I'm still nervous. But I want to encourage everyone to know that this is a safe space. If you're going to get up and share something, this is the place to do it. I had a great experience this morning with the people that were there, and knowing that this is a safe space for all of us to be who we are. The first piece that I'm going to do for you is called Redefined. There is some music to it, so I'm going to have them go ahead and start the music. I am not defined by the way I look or who I love. It's time to rise above the hate, the race, and the reasons to discriminate. I am not my gender. I am not my name. I'm not my skin. When will we stop playing these games? I'm not my voice or what I say. It's time for us to change our ways. You are not the clothes you wear or the things you do. None of this defines you. We are love that will rise above, running through me into you. Love is the answer to every single thing you will ever do. Take the time to read my book. Take a second look beyond what you see, and then you'll start to believe. Everyone wants to categorize and give people more reasons to hide. They want to fit you into a box covered in locks and put you over there so everything feels fair. It's fair to them, you see, because it helps redefine their reality. The world wants to label who you are, but I want to raise the bar. I want to redefine who I am. That's my grand plan. I want to take you out of your box because there are no locks. What makes you gay, black, white are not reasons to fight. You want to fight over a word or a name when in the end, we're all the same. Our minds want to categorize beyond family ties, but we're all brothers and sisters here. It's time that became clear. It's time to stand up and step out. There is no doubt that the time is here to let go of fear. Throw away your label makers. Do I have any takers? Are you ready to live as one, see who and what you came to become? I see you and me, and I believe in what you came to be. See, I am the air you breathe. I am not the things you say to me. I'm not my body that you can touch, oh, but you can trust, and I'm something you can feel, that you will know is real. I can take your breath away and move you in many different ways. I'll make you question what you believe, but also bring you relief. I am the light that will help you shine, but shining isn't something you see, it's the power to believe. I am grace filling this space, and I can take your breath away with the things I say, but I am not these words. They do not come from me. They're here to help set you free. I am grace flowing into you. Now what are you gonna do? I'm the pure water you drink that wants to help you think. I'm not the water poisoned down with lies, drawing all these lines separating who you are with what you do. I'm here to cross the line. It's time. It's time to stand in what you believe. It's time to achieve. It's time to raise the bar and change the standard of who you are. I am not a box, walls, or lines. I am a love of the divine. Remember every time you breathe to release the images you see. Nothing is more real than something you feel. Not something you can touch, but something that touches you, changes everything you will ever do. Learning to see through your heart is a wonderful place to start. Creating who you want to be, and I want to be free. Thank you. So, everything I do is organic. I never make a set list, like literally ever. I just have a list of what I know I could do, and then I go off what I'm feeling. So, I'm feeling like I did this really fun sex workshop this morning, and we got to listen to everyone speak their truth and claim their voices and speak out about their bodies and what it is that they feel good about and what feels comfortable for them and what doesn't feel comfortable for them. And I have a piece that I wrote that kind of goes along with that, but with me claiming my voice and me saying what I need to say about it. And it was written when I read a story about a 6th grade girl getting sent home from school for wearing a spaghetti strap shirt because she was told that she was a distraction to the boys. So then her mother sent her to school the next day in a spaghetti strap shirt that said hashtag I'm not a distraction. Right? I know. And it really spoke to me. I mean, on so many levels did this really speak to me as a woman and as a mother of a young boy, and how I want my son to view women and to know that he needs to be able to control himself regardless of what she's wearing and regardless of how old they are. I mean, at such a young age, we're teaching our boys that they don't have to control themselves if women are in a spaghetti strap shirt. Don't even get me started. So, this piece is, no, I don't want the track for it. This piece is my statement to that. On my CD, it has a track with some like rock and guitar, but I don't want the track because I want you guys to hear what I'm saying. Some of my pieces I do with the music and some of them I don't. None of them were written with music. It's just throughout time, as I was recording my CD and meeting musicians, I had an amazing musician who's Kenny Loggins' guitar player who made the music for that last piece. And when Kenny Loggins' guitar player says he wants to make music for you, you don't say no. So that's why I have some music. But this piece is called I Am Not a Distraction. It's not memorized, but I still really feel like I need to share it with you guys here after what I was feeling this morning. Everyone take a deep breath with me. This is my, I get fired up when I think about a piece. I am not a distraction. My body is not something I have to cover up and hide to escape the glance of your glaring eyes. I am not a distraction. My body is not an object for you to put on a scale and rate. I will not let your eyes declare my fate. When you look at me, what do you see? The color of my eyes, the color of my hair, or the fact that my skin is fair? You added the size of my chest as if you reserve an opinion on the size of my breasts, but my body
is not a distraction. Me walking down the street does not give you ample ability to judge me. I'm not just an object you see to complete your fantasy. I'm not a distraction from your daily life or an object that you can satisfy. I am not a distraction. Do you know what it's like to walk down the street and become the object of someone's infatuation? Let me clear up this situation. Hey girl, what's your name? Hey girl, I'd like to play that game. Damn girl, look at that ass. I'd like to take a pass. Girl, you're the finest candy I've ever seen. I can be the object of all your dreams. Excuse me? But has society really only come this far where we believe he noticed me and he thinks, oh, it's really that easy? But I am not a distraction. Tell me one thing you see that's not on the outside of me. Not the color of my hair or the color of my eyes, nothing to do with the size of my breasts or the size of my thighs. Tell me, what do you see beyond my sexuality? Because I am not a distraction. I don't want to be put on a pedestal and asked to come out and play whenever you say. I am not your distraction. From your problems or your daily life, from your struggle or from your strife. That feeling you're trying to hide or what's really going on the inside. I am not your distraction. Don't you feel my beating heart? Because on your journey of pleasure, that's really where it all should start. Because my body is not a distraction. I am a mother, a daughter, a woman, and I am free to be whoever I want to be. You do not define me. I am passion and I am fire, but that is not limited to the object of your desire. I am a woman. Need I tell you more? My sexuality does not make me a whore. I am not a distraction. I am a woman. I can create life inside of me. I'm a superhero, can't you see? I create humanity. I am not just the object of your distraction. I did not ask for your assault with the clothes I wear no more than I asked you to take the honor that I bear. I am not your distraction. I am a woman. I am a woman. I am strong. And I am free, being who I came to be. I try not to live in fear, and that's what brought me here, claiming that I am not a distraction. So the next time I'm alone and all I want to do is walk home, So the next time I'm alone and all I have to do is walk home, but I have to turn around and see so many eyes dissecting me, see the fire in my eyes and realize that I am not your distraction. Thank you. Thanks for being gentle with the fact that that was not memorized. That gets me, it hits something for me, and it's been hitting something for me for a while. And again, as we talked in our workshops this morning and said that I brought up the fact that as women, we're speaking up. As women, we're starting to say what's okay for us and what's okay for our bodies. And that's a beautiful thing, what we want. What, as a woman, I want for my body. What an amazing thing that we're stepping up and we're saying that. And that has not been happening until maybe, 50, 60 years ago? I mean, this is a really new thing that we're stepping up and saying, I am claiming this. I'm claiming my voice. I am claiming my truth. I am claiming my body. It doesn't belong to someone else. I have a right to say if this makes me uncomfortable. I have a right to say this is my boundary, and I have a right to say if I want to do this, I'm going to do it. I mean, it goes all the way around. And that's just my little piece of me claiming my body and me claiming my voice and myself and what it is that I believe needs to be said and what it is that I believe needs to be done. Again, for me, claiming my voice has nothing to do with someone else's opinions. It's what I believe. And I don't need to push that on you. You don't need to believe what I believe, but I want to encourage you to know what it is that you believe. So the next piece that I'm going to do is called My Voice Matters. It's kind of become my anthem. It was written when someone took my voice away from me in my journey of finding it, which Lord knows happens all the time. I mean, we get to the point where we finally feel brave enough to step out and say, I can do this. I just maybe might be good enough. Well,
and someone can try and take that away from you just as easily, especially if you don't believe it for yourself yet. So that's what happened for me. And I went home and I cried, and then I wrote this piece. And it has become my anthem for everything. It's the piece that was nominated for the Positive Music Award. Okay, this is My Voice Matters. 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 I have something to say. And no, it may not be exactly your way, but my voice still matters. I'm sorry, I'm going to need you to start over. Yeah. I'm just going to point this out really quick because I feel like this happens a lot. When I realize that the worst thing in the world that could possibly happen when I get on stage is I forget my words, and then it happens and you realize like the world does not end, it's so empowering because there was so many times that I was terrified to get on stage because I was like, oh my God, if I forget my words, I'm just gonna die. Like, it was really debilitating because that was a huge fear. And it's happened so many times, and I've seen so many professional musicians get on stage and be like, no, you just need to start over. I totally forgot where I was. So empowering. So I'm glad that I can just like point that out as I'm going through my own process. Okay, start it over. My voice matters. My voice matters. My voice matters. I have something to say. Why can't I remember what that is? I have something to say. And no, it may not be your way, but my voice still matters. I still have the power. Wow, it's gone. Now I don't know that this has ever really happened before. I don't know where the thing is. Hold on. Stop it.
I thought that was your home. Yeah. It went well.
It's like so memorized that I don't know that I even have the thing with me. Oh, here it is.
One of my friends one time started, they knew the song so well and everything, and that happened to me one time I was singing, and I just looked and they're giving them to me.
Right? That's what she was trying to do, and I was like, okay, but wait, what's the next one? It's fine.
This is
See,
it.
you can do it like 100 times, and here it is, right in front of all you lovely people. Thanks for being so patient.
Your voice matters.
Right? You guys just need to hear it a lot, is what it is. We need that affirmation.
Here we go.
I want to
Ready?
hear your real
Just gonna
voice.
breathe it a little bit. My voice matters. My voice matters. My voice matters. My voice matters. I have something to say. And no, it may not be exactly your way, but my voice still matters. I still want to change the way things are. We have come so far, but there is still so much left to do, and the power is in each and every one of you. You have the power. You have the power. I have the power. I have the power to choose who I want to be, and you have the power to choose what you see in me. You have the power to see the good, and you have the power to see the bad. You have the power to be happy, and you have the power to be sad. Either way, you have the power. You have the power to be kind, and you have the power to go behind enemy lines. The enemy lives inside of you. When it's time to face your darkness, what are you going to do? That inner critic that runs the lies. But what happens when the critic's on the outside? What happens when another voice tells you you don't have anything to give? And what happens when another voice tells you what your purpose is to live? Because you have the power. You have the power to be who you came to be, and you have the power to be free. You have the power to live in your integrity. You have the power to let your light shine, and you have the power to leave no one behind.
because your voice matters. Your voice matters. So choose your words wisely, my friends, because that's where so much begins. We give words so much power. They can lift you up or they can tear you down, but if you find yourself on the ground, remember that you have the power. You have the power to lift yourself to the greatest heights, and you have the power to take flight, because your voice matters. Your voice matters. You may have a song to sing, or you may have many other gifts to bring. You may have the power to heal, or you may have the power to deeply feel. But whatever your gift may be, may you have the power to see that your voice matters. Your voice matters. My voice matters. My voice matters. So I'm going to claim who I want to be, and no one has the power to take that from me, because my voice matters. My voice matters. Your voice matters. Your voice matters. Your voice matters.
Thank you. Thank you for being so patient with me through that little experience. Thank you again.
Let's give Angelle another hand for A, the awesome inspiration, and B, the bravery, right? And to showing us how to just do it, and that our voices do matter. And we have several other voices in the room that want to speak up today. Judith Shelton is going to give us a poem now.